Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my fitness journey so far. So as I was making notes for this video, there are a lot of notes, so I think this might be a slightly longer video. I will try to find some photos and video if possible that I can throw in here, break it up a little bit. But if it does end up being a little bit on the long side, just grab a drink, make yourself comfortable, and we'll get started. I'll let you know that I am drinking my pre-workout. We are going to head to the gym probably shortly after I finish filming this. So currently I have the Sebum pre-workout in here. I can't remember what flavor. We bought both of them. It was like blackberry lemonade and like candy something. We bought it for a meet and greet so we could get VIP access. And I have to say, this is the worst tasting pre-workout I've ever had. And I'm sorry, Sebum, I think you're cool, but the pre-workout is not delicious. The ingredients look fine. Everything's in there that you'd normally want, but these flavors do not appeal to me at all. So putting it out there, but we still have some at home, so try to finish it up. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So when I was growing up, I was very active. I really loved gym class. Phys ed was my favorite. I was actually pretty decent at most sports when I was younger. Unfortunately, that trait does not carry to new sports I try nowadays. Case in point, golf. But anyway, so I was very active and I played soccer until junior high. And the main reason I stopped was that I lived in the country. I lived about 45 minutes away from school. So for me to get anywhere, I lived outside of the city, obviously. So for me to get anywhere would have been such an ordeal. And also the house that I grew up in that house, academic achievement was the ultimate goal. Everything else was a hobby. So without that emphasis being placed on sports or physical fitness / health at all, I just really focused on my studies, getting good grades, getting into university, and that was about it for the last couple years of high school after the mandatory phys ed class in grade 10. That was it. Besides walking around and like being a kid, that was the end of sports for me. So fast forward a few years, I'm in university and a new gym opens somewhat close to where I was living. And my mom actually thought it would be a good idea for us to take personal training classes together. So we signed up and we were training with a trainer. His name was David. He was Australian and he was really awesome. He was very encouraging and it actually really sparked the bug in me, I want to say. Like I really got into it. I really fell in love with training again. And eventually my mom stopped coming to the gym. I don't think she's actually been to a gym since that time, but obviously I kept going. And my roommate and I would go to the gym frequently, very regularly, usually very early in the morning. Like I want to say 3 a.m., maybe 4, but very early. It was dark outside. We were often the only ones in the gym. It was a 24-hour gym, but we'd get a good workout in before class. And that was sort of our routine. So for the next few years, I continued to train fairly regularly, not following a program at all, just sort of in my brain being, okay, well, I should train legs today. Or, oh, okay, I should train arms today. That was my workout split. It's just whatever I sort of felt like and doing whatever I felt like. So I was still active. I'll be honest, I wasn't really seeing results and I also didn't know what goals were. I was just going to be fit and because it felt good. So that was my only objective in the gym. So I remember getting into a structured workout plan for the very first time in 2011, I think. I was in Australia and actually this fitness model that I had been following put out a program on bodybuilding.com. I had really looked up to her for a while. She was on all the magazine covers at that time. She was everywhere. She was huge. and there was this free program. So I started following that when I got home from Australia. I remember Australia because I remember seeing the program for the first time on a balcony waiting for my airport shuttle in Adelaide. Sorry, those are totally random, unuseful pieces of information, but that's what I remember. Anyway, so I started following this program, and again, it was sort of, I want to say half-hearted. I was following it, but I wasn't following the diet part, and I was sort of still just doing whatever I sort of felt like, and still had no goal in mind, right? So it was just, hey, this is cool. It gives me something to do. It gives me a plan every day that I'm in the gym. So that was the beginning of that. So fast forward another year, and I was in Germany with my ex. We were in Hamburg. We were at a bar called the Golden Glove, I think, in English. And this guy at the bar was looking for a fight, and he picked it with my ex, and the fight went outside. And I remember they were fighting. I was trying to get them to stop. I was pounding on the other guy's back, screaming at him just to stop, to leave my ex alone. And he did not. Eventually, I don't really know how the fight stopped. But anyway, everyone split up, and no one was seriously hurt. It was fine, I guess. But I will never forget how helpless I felt at that time. I could not get this guy to stop beating up somebody I loved, and that was a horrible, horrible feeling. And I knew I had to do something about that because I don't want to feel that way ever again. So the first thing I did when we came back to Canada was enroll in some Krav Maga classes. And that went pretty well for a while. They were great classes. I really enjoyed them. And then somehow, I don't know how, but I got it in my brain that if I just looked really jacked, then maybe I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. So, logical conclusion, not logical at all, I decided that I should compete in a bodybuilding show. Specifically, since I'm not very large, in the bikini division. So I don't know why. I thought that being a bikini competitor would be intimidating to anybody, but all part of the journey. Anyway, so then I began a prep. Now, this was in 2012. So the bikini division at that time was a lot less muscular than it is nowadays. The level of leanness is not quite as lean as it is now, but it's still much leaner than I had ever been in my whole life. So anyway, so I began training with a trainer. I worked with Lane Norton for my first prep, and it went very well. I competed for the first time after a 12-week prep in October of 2012. And I continued to compete a few more times. I think I competed 5 times total. My last show was a year later, actually at the same show as my first show, the one in 2013. So after that, I didn't really have a goal anymore. I knew that sport was not for me, for reasons that I can get into in another video, but I was sort of aimless for a while. I didn't have anything to prepare for specifically, and again, I was back to just training just to feel good. And I was following different programs at this time because I had discovered programs and thought they were fun, not having to wing it every time I went to the gym. So I was following programs, but with no goal in mind. For me, I'm not going to see as many results as I would if I have something to prepare for. So, transition. It is now 2015. And so I told you that I'd been working with Lane for my bikini prep. And he competed in powerlifting as well. So I've been curious about it for quite some time. And in the summer of 2015, I found out that there was a powerlifting gym that had opened in Edmonton. And so I decided to go check it out. I booked a couple of personal training sessions with the owner to sort of just teach me how to powerlift, just the basics. And he did a great job. And then I began working with a coach online to do my programming for me. My first coach was Eric Bodhorn at The Strength Athlete, and he was awesome. recommend him. Anyway, so this was in August 2015, and in, I think it was also October of that same year, I competed in my first powerlifting competition. And I wouldn't say it went smoothly. I definitely did not perform as well as I had hoped to, and this was due to a variety of factors. And I can't say that I even caught the competing bug. It's not like I made a whole ton of friends at that meet, or that, it went so well, or that I love being in front of people. I'm not really a performer in that sense, that I love all eyes on me. But this was what I was doing now, and I enjoyed the training, and so I just kept going. And one other thing I did want to mention, in 2016, in the summer of 2016, I met my now boyfriend, and he has also been very instrumental in my athletic success because he just pushes me, he helps me. It's our thing to go to the gym together every day, and I don't think I would be where I am now if it weren't for him. So from then, things just kind of snowballed. Provincials, regionals, nationals, provincials again, right? Like it was just one meet after another. And then in 2019, I went to Bench Worlds for the first time in Tokyo. And that was the most amazing experience until that point. Then most recently, if you've seen any of my earlier vlogs from last year, I competed at Bench Worlds in Lithuania. And that was just like another level in terms of just the whole experience. Obviously, I came away with 2 medals, which was sweet. But we also made some fantastic new friends. My boyfriend was with me. He was the team coach. And the trip was just magical. It was just, I can't even describe it. And especially we're still in COVID times right now. So getting to travel in this time felt like such a blessing. Like I'm so grateful for that. So that brings us to today. So next up in terms of meets will hopefully be Worlds in May. However, they're currently scheduled to be in Kazakhstan. And recently there have been some incidents in Kazakhstan that make me think that they'll probably move Worlds someplace else. But they have not announced anything, so I don't know. I also don't know if they will be postponed or if May is set. And I don't know if I will go just because it is so close to the previous Worlds. It's really only maybe 8-month turnaround. But for such a big meet, and there's still so much uncertainty in terms of travel and everything, it's hard to say. So that is up next in terms of where I'm focusing, but whether that actually happens or whether my next meet will be in the summer, who knows? So that is all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting to you. This was just sort of a big overview of my athletic history. I could of course go into more detail, like equip powerlifting, like equip bench. I could go down all these rabbit holes, but I'll leave it at that for today. And tomorrow, I will actually be talking to you about my dieting history, which is a whole other can of worms. So if you found this interesting, maybe you'll find tomorrow's interesting also. So thanks again for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you are interested in seeing more, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.